many news reports about students feeling burnout, but this is not just a small issue. A big study in 2023 surveyed 20,983 university students, and the results were shocking. Almost 60% of them were experiencing academic burnout. That means more than half of students are feeling overwhelmed mentally and emotionally drained. This shows why the topic of burnout is so important. It's not just about being tired. Burnout affects our focus, our motivation, and our mental health. So in this video, we're going to talk about what burnout actually is, what research says, and how we can deal with it. So stay with us.
According to Berger 2025, burnout is a condition of physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion that develop after long-lasting emotional demands. Unlike ordinary stress, which often increases emotional intensity, burnout lead to withdrawal, emotional insensibility, helplessness, and hopelessness. The term burnout was the first introduction by Freudenberger, who described burnout as a feeling drained, overwhelmed, and unable with expectation. Neither Maslow and Scapoli clarified that burnout consists of three main components. The first is emotional exhaustion, the second is depersonalization, and the last is reducing of personal accomplishment. In addition, Brad 2000 emphasized that burnout is not a limited specific job, group, or gender. It can occur in a wide range of roles, including social worker, teacher, nurses, doctor, police officer, manager, as well as homemaker, student, and even individuals who are employed. This shows that burnout is not just a simple tiredness, but a deep psychological condition that anyone can experience when emotional demands become overwhelming for too long.
According to the Maslow Burnout Inventory, it has three key dimensions of burnout. First, emotional exhaustion. This is the feeling of being emotionally drained, used up, and overwhelmed. People might feel frustrated, tired, and also working too hard. Second, depersonalization. This is dimension involves becoming detached or indifferent towards others. Individual might feel more callous, emotionally hardened, or begin treating people like personal object. Third, reduce personal accomplishment. This shows up as feeling less effective or less successful at work. A person might feel less energetic, less enthusiastic, or doubt whether they making a meaningful impact. Recognizing these three dimensions helps us understand and identify burnout early. Burnout is not a personal failure; it's a signal the mind and body need rest, boundaries, and support.
Burnout usually happens when someone deals with heavy pressure for a long time. One of the most common triggers is having too much work or having too much responsibility. Where we don't have any space to breathe. Another trigger is lack of control, like we can't manage our time properly. On top of that, limited support from people around us, such as friends or family, can make us feel like we're dealing with everything alone. In short, burnout can happen when your work demand, emotional pressure, and lack of rest became much bigger than the energy and support we have.
Burnout isn't just about feeling tired. Research from 14th in Psychology says it has serious consequences. First, burnout can harm academic performance.
Students who feel emotionally exhausted and disengaged tend to lose focus, motivation, and their sense of achievement.
Second, burnout can affect psycho and mental health.
It's even considered a precursor to depression, meaning students with severe burnout are more likely to develop depressive symptoms.
Third, burnout can carry into the future.
The journal notes that academic burnout in college might develop into professional burnout, impacting future career and long-term well-being.
Burnout is not a condition that improves on its own. It takes specific steps to help your body and mind recovery. Here are the ways to overcome burnout based on scientific recommendation. Number 1, reducing exposure to stressor.
The first step in dealing with burnout is to eliminate or reduce excessive stressors. This can be done by reducing the number of tasks, simplifying deadlines, lowering the workload, and avoiding excessive demands so that the body is not constantly in a state of stress.
Great idea. Number 2, take time to rest and recovery.
Research shows that rest or recovery significantly reduce burnout levels. This includes taking a few days off from studying, reducing study hours, and not pushing yourself when you start to feel tired.
Number 3, using stress management technique.
Prolonged stress causes the nervous system to function as if it were under constant threat. Stress reduction technique help the body turn off its alarm mode and return a calm state so that recovery can occur. Relaxation techniques such as breathing exercise, grounding, maintaining a sleep pattern, or other calming activities can reduce the tension in the nervous system that is activated by prolonged academic stress.
Number 4, gradual return to work.
Gradually returning to a learning routine is aimed to prevent acute fatigue, build stress tolerance gradually, and ensure a more productive recovery. Return to routine allows students to gradually regain capacity without excessive pressure.
Interestingly, in the research article by Sriwijaya University found that sleep quality is strongly linked to the risk of burnout. Individuals with more quality of sleep have 30% lower risk of burnout. And so, let's start by maintaining a consistent sleep schedule, reducing gadgets before bed, and creating a more comfortable environment. Third, burnout can arise from an overly monotonous routine. Therefore, rotating tasks and doing more variations of work can stable your motivation and reducing the risk of burnout. Also, don't forget to take regular breaks to prevent emotional exhaustion. We hope these tips are helpful and let's take care of our mental health together. Interestingly, in the research article by Sriwijaya University found that sleep quality is strongly linked to the risk of burnout. Individuals with more quality of sleep is 30% lower the risk of burnout and creating more comfortable environment. So, small things like arranging desks, providing adequate lighting, and creating a more comfortable environment can reduce burnout.
After understanding what burnout is, what causes it, its symptoms, and how we can cope with it, it's also important to recognize that burnout is not just a theoretical concept, it is something that many students actually experience in their everyday life. A study on the first year's university students found that many of them reported feeling overwhelmed by heavy coursework, anxious before exam, and emotionally exhausted to the point where they struggled to focus. Some students attended class but felt mentally blank, while others staying up late trying to catch up, or even felt guilty whenever they tried to rest. The research highlights that student burnout often appears together with psychological distress, especially anxiety and constant academic pressure, which affect how students function and adapt to university life. These findings show that burnout is a real and common experience among students, including many of us today. And that is why acknowledging is the first step toward taking care of our well-being.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.